Da, 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 da. Hi! Greetings, everyone. I am Planet Mitch. If you haven't heard of me before, now you have. I am Planet Mitch, and there is nobody here today besides me and you. If you wouldn't mind, do you guys hear me? Would you mind please letting me know in the chat that you can hear me? Hi, Yuli. Welcome to the show. Mark is not feeling well today. AJ's here. Art says, Spaceman. Daryl says, hi, mate. Johan's here. Linda's here. Welcome, all my good friends. And all my new people. Linda says, yes, we hear you. Thank you very much. AJ says, yep. Richard Hurley is here. Hi, Richard. Thanks for tuning in. It is Copilot Show Day. And someday we're going to have some fancy logos on here. It's coming. It's coming. Trust me. Hello, Lars. Thank you. Mike. Hey there. Tracy. Everybody's here. Thank you for tuning in. Steve says, howdy, Mitch from San Francisco. Audiovisual is good. Thank you. And no comments about the lights this week, all right? Because Mark's not here. Thank you, Oliver, Teet, Al, Lars. Thank you all for showing up. Chris, you're here. Thank you. Enough of that. What are we going to do today? Today is contest review day. I have 5 campaigns queued up. So we got a lot to talk about, and I really want to get to it. The whole idea here, by the way, is, first of all, thank you for submitting campaigns to review. This is something that I really, really enjoy doing. I think it's helpful. I hope it's helpful. And if you have feedback for people as we're doing this, don't bother. Go ahead. It is okay to make some comments. Now, since I'm by myself today, I may miss a couple of comments. Christina's here because Christina knows I'm going to review with her campaign. So if I miss a couple of comments, humor me. I think you guys can tick the box that says it's a question or just a chat. So if you have a question, help me out and tick it as a question. And I'm going to put some oil on that. It's squeaky. So the first thing I want you to think about whenever you are doing a review of your own campaign, before you even ask me, Art, yeah, if you're able to help tick some questions, if they don't get ticked, that would be great. Happy to have a little bit of help. If I tend to do fairly well because I do Facebook Lives all the time on my timeline, and so I'm pretty used to watching for comments, but I might get pretty wrapped up. Now, normally I go through campaign reviews, and sometimes I can take up to an hour. So I've got 5 to get. 5. Why did 4 come up? I think I have 5 to get through today. Hey, do you notice there's 3 books? Somehow I got 3 copies of the same book, which is the traffic book from Russell Brunson. 5 campaigns. Let's go. Quit fooling around, Mitch. Let's get into it. All right. So what I'm going to do. I keep forgetting to tell you the thing I want you to think again. So Oliver is asking, let me show you that on the desktop. Let me do this first, Oliver, and not get distracted. And the first thing I want you to do is to take off your hat that says, I know what I'm doing. I'm an UpViral expert, or I'm an UpViral beginner, or I don't know what I'm doing, but take that hat off. Part of the joy of doing these reviews is that I get to look at something without your knowledge, without your skills, without your corruption. And I don't mean that meanly. Pardon me. I don't mean that meanly, but sometimes we get in our own way, right? We think we know what's going on. Art says, I got 3 books too. Huh. Isn't that interesting? So take off your hat, the hat that you think you know what you're doing. And I do this, trying to do this to myself. Take it off. If you can't take it off, Have somebody else look at it, because looking at it from an outsider's perspective is going to change the game. Before you launch, have a couple of people come into the campaign, and friends or foes or whomever, and ask them to look at it with an external viewpoint, because they will tell you whether or not it's going to work. Now, I still have my headphones on, even though Mark's here, because there was construction like crazy next door yesterday, and I don't want to be distracted. It may not happen, but I don't want to be distracted. So that's why I have headphones on, even though I'm not talking to anybody else. But let's dive in. I'm going to move you guys out of the way, and I'm going to do the share screen thing. And I'm going to watch to see if it shows up. The first thing, in case you don't know, if you haven't seen it yet, over in the UpViral Case Studies blog, guess who got featured? Huh, that's this guy. It says Mitch Aunger Case Study. That's me. If you haven't seen it and you wonder why I'm on the show and what experience I have, this is a great way to go find out about me. I know there's a lot of new people that show up, may not have any idea who I am. Now, because of the way I'm doing this, you're not seeing my face. All right, that's okay. So, thank you for tuning in. If you want to know a little bit more about me, go there. So, this first campaign, are you guys ready? Martin's here. Hi, Martin. Oh, Oliver said, could you please show again how it works to send an invite link to my existing email list? Oh, I thought you were asking about how to get your review. So we'll talk about that possibly at the end, Oliver, if I have time. I'm not going to guarantee it, because typically this takes me quite a while to get through. Now, this is submitted by someone new, and I thought I had her name. I don't have her name. That Ivana is who this was. And if Ivana has this question, I'll go through the question, because I've been chatting with her in the background. What is better for my campaign, for the goal I have? That is sales, don't we all? Maybe instead of the auto book, I can start with a sweepstake of, say, $100 in products from my webpage. They can choose $100 I buy on Amazon and send to their house. And then she asks about the length of time, and then she hopes to be here. Now, so she's into skulls, products that have skulls on them, human skulls. So what she's trying to do is, she has a store on Amazon. She's trying to get affiliate sales. So she's trying to get sales on her store through Amazon. Now, this is the campaign that we see when we come in. Enter to get this wonderful and terrifying audiobook. You only need 15 points for the book to be unlocked. It is very simple. Click to continue. Now, it says click to continue. Most people would think that that was a link or a button. One of the best-selling audiobooks on Amazon, Audible, favorite movies, blah, blah, blah. There's a video over here of the audiobook. I assume it's a sample. I have not played it. Typically, people don't look at videos. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Now, the first feedback I have is this is way, way too busy. This image in the background is completely obliterating this text. You need an image that is not making it hard for people to see what's going on. Don't. So here's the deal. Here's part of the deal. When you are doing a campaign like this and you are trying to get people interested in what's going on, the first words out of your text or your mouth should not be, enter to get this. Talk about what it is before you tell them, unless it's really blatantly obvious. The first thing this is a sales page. It's virtually a sales page for people. What you need to do is to talk about the problem that they're having or the thing that they love. Do you like books that are scary? Do you like to be scared? Are you interested in skulls? Some form of text that is going to get their attention. You've got to remember that people have 3 seconds before they leave a page if they don't get it. Now, one of the questions I know you have is this a good offer for your audience? Maybe, maybe not. The one thing that I can tell you is that you can test it. If you set up a campaign that's going to run from now to August 30th, you may or may not find out whether it works. You may want to do another one more quickly. What I'm struggling with here is that this is not grabbing me. This is not grabbing my attention, even if I like terrifying audiobooks. The first part of it, it's not grabbing me. That's the problem. And this, you only need 15 points for the book to be unlocked. Linda says, love the size. I do get excited about this, and I do take breaths. And Mark likes to give me a lot of grief about that. But why are we talking about 15 points? People don't yet understand what the book is, and here you are telling them they only need 15 points. They don't know anything about points yet. They don't even know about the book yet. Sounds like you're giving them the book for free, but usually when you say enter to get this, that kind of sort of implies a contest. So am I going to get it for free or not? If I have to earn points, then I'm out, because I don't understand what it's going to take to get those points. Mike has a great point. Too many visuals competing for our attention. This is just, I mean, I don't even know what it is while I'm looking at this page. You probably can't hear that, but it starts in audio, and it's just a picture, and it's confusing. There's just too much on here, like Mike said, to get my attention, and I'm really confused. The words, pardon me, the words don't tell me right off the bat what's going on here. One of the best-selling audiobooks on Amazon and Audible. Your favorite movies and series to another level. There feels like there's a word missing in there. In your head, in your imagination, original audio, close your eyes and listen. I'm sorry, this doesn't help anything. I'm being brutal. This is the way Mitch is when he's on these shows. Paul says, the principle, keep it simple, springs to mind. Too cluttered. Yes. Richard Hurley, put the skull behind the play button and mention skulls in the headline. Yes. I imagine this page, by the way, she's just using a video that's available out there on the web. It's not her video. So, and that's my assumption. Then the button down here says, click here to start now. Start what? No offense, but none of this is giving me any indication of what's going on. And let me back up. Bravo for being brave enough to come on here and let me rip this to shreds. Bravo for getting started. Yes, you can get to where you want to go. Mo, you're actually listed, by the way. So Mo is asking, how is my campaign I can't talk. I'm getting so excited because I want to get through all these. How's my campaign going to be reviewed? I've submitted the form many times, exactly as you said. You got to remember, Mo and everybody else, that we have a lot of different shows to go through, and we don't do reviews as often as we would like necessarily, and so I apologize. You're actually in the list, Mo, so we're going to get to you. Yes, there's questions that haven't been answered from multiple weeks ago. If we were to do just a Q&A or a review-only show, that would probably float many people's boats, but We only got one show a week, and we got to get a lot of stuff out to you guys and gals. Now, Shamal in the UpViral group answered, you can certainly test offers. And Shamal is a really sharp guy, by the way, which is what I suggest you to do. How about a physical product? Search top products on Amazon in your niche, and then give one away. Or better yet, combine multiple prices and give those away, which is kind of what she asked here in terms of somewhere in here about $100 products off my webpage. Yes, that's a great offer. Yes, you can just have something shipped from Amazon. All of that works. The ebook or the audiobook could work if you clean up the page a bit and get it to the point where people would be willing to give up their email address for it. I'm going to quickly go. I got to keep moving. Click here to start now. Only 3 clicks to get this amazing audiobook. All right. You still haven't told me how. I don't know what Just Close Your Eyes and Listen is doing right here, right now. This should be trying to get me to put in my info. You could say, imagine what it's going to be like when you close your eyes and listen. I don't know. Anyway, enter your name, enter your email, download the free audiobook, The Sandman, then log in with Facebook. This is confusing to many people, by the way. I know UpViral gives it as an option, but I usually put the word or in here. And nobody ever seems to change the words log in with Facebook. Why don't we use similar words to the words up here and just simply say Facebook? Or use Facebook to download the free ebook. You can edit these words inside of UpViral. All right, I'm not gonna look at the share page because I think you got enough work to do on this page. And don't forget, if you want to see, by the way, on I don't know what's back there. There's an UpViral group thing. All right. If you want to see what it's going to look like on a smartphone, you can always grab the edge and kind of drag it over to see what's going to happen. Should always try to look at it on a smartphone before you launch, but you could also just do a quick look by grabbing the edge of the screen. Whew. Okay, I got to take a quick drink. I got a lot to go through. I've only taken 17 minutes on the first one. That's a new record. What I didn't do was write down your names as to who these are submitted from, so I apologize. I've looked at this before. And I love this one. I love the idea of this one. Hockey's a big thing. I live in St. Louis, where the Blues, the Stanley Cup winners from last year, live, play, work. Oh, Vivana was here. Thank you. Hopefully that helped you. Always happy to look at stuff, by the way. Always happy to look at stuff. The Blues, by the way, their winning celebration was like half a mile from my house. Yuli has given a link to Oliver. That's great. Very helpful. Thank you. Now, I like this to some degree, but I don't like this background image that is here. Now, if you drag to the left, you will see how this is going to appear on a smartphone. If you want this to be the first thing, that's great. If you would rather people first see win a hockey card mosaic picture of a poster, blah, 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 then you're going to have to pick a different template than this one for your lead page. I know people want to put, I'm trying too hard to go fast. I know people want to see this, but I think that this is more important than that. So you might want to pick a different template inside UpViral. And I know all this is going to change when they give us the new templates. Now, win a hockey card mosaic poster of Alexander. I don't know his last name. This massive poster comes in fourth or third cards, great one, mesmerizing image of the Great Eight. One of the things I want you to do is to break this up. People do not like reading a long paragraph. Break this up. You got plenty of room to break this up. There's nothing below this, so it's okay to stretch this out a little bit. I know you were trying to make it look like the same size. Size is not important here, especially that most 60+% of people are entering on their smartphones. Win it Saturday, 8/22, so we know when it's closing. One of the other things, by the way, is who's eligible. Is this worldwide? I see terms and conditions down here. Always have to have terms and conditions. I don't see prize promotion. All right. It's really difficult for people. Some people want to check who's eligible. Is it worldwide? Is it United States only? Is it, whatever? Are you willing to ship worldwide? That could cost you an arm and a leg. Be careful. Often I recommend that people put the eligibility like down here. You do say must be 18 or older to enter, USA only, or worldwide if it is worldwide. Help people out. Make them eager to put their name and info in. So I would really want to break this up. Now, so the other thing I wanted to say, enter your email for a chance to have it on your wall during the Stanley Cup playoffs. That needs to be up top. Talk about the pain point or the joy or whatever first. Imagine having this massive poster of Alexander Ovechkin. Sorry, I make myself laugh. Imagine having this up on your wall. This is a really cool hockey card mosaic poster. Get this before the Stanley Cup. Isn't it great? The return of the NHL, blah, blah, blah. Now, this phrase, I'm giving away to get to know who might enjoy my art. And I really wish I'd written down names for these. Whomever you are, I'm sorry. This is not about you. This is not about you. This is not about you. This is about them. This is about them feeling like they could have this up on their wall. This is not about you. Take that away. Sorry. We're not here to advertise your things yet. We're only here to get people to sign up for your campaign. We want their email address. We don't want to try to pitch them your art. We're not there yet. What we're trying to do is to not give them the impression that you're going to be spamming them with a bunch of stuff about your art. You are. Of course you are. Most of us know that. But the goal here is to get them to give up their email address. Imagine having this massive poster up on your wall. This is going to be so cool. Your friends are going to think you're cool, blah, blah, blah. Put up some words there to make people excited about winning this. It's not about you. It's about them having it up on their wall. I mean, part of it is you've got this. Some of the biggest words on the page are win it Saturday, 8/22. People don't care what the deadline is. Yes, you want to have it on the page, but it's not the biggest thing. Hope you're okay with me getting a little excited about this. So you're in a good place. It's not horrible, but it's not the best yet. It's okay. And I don't know why you're taking somebody to ImageKind. Except that's your link, I bet. Okay, that's all right. Have one link. Don't have two. So I'm going to enter. Now I've already registered, but that's okay. Thank you for entering this contest. I like to say congratulations. You imagine congratulations, you're that much closer to having this up on your wall. Wouldn't that be cool? Increase your chances of winning is okay, but why is that the biggest thing on the page? They should be happy and excited. Congratulations. Now what you start doing is telling them that they got to do work. And yes, that's what we're trying to do. But we need to soften this up a little bit. Maybe you could say, to increase your chances of winning, and you say some of that over here, 20 entries, better your odds winning this poster could be up on your wall. See, you're saying that, but you're saving this for the very end. You got to remind them why they're here and what they're going to do and why they want to do this work before you ask them to do work. You got to keep them fired up. Now, I could go deeper on this. I got to keep moving. But one of the things I always like to look at is this sharing image. Oh, man. I got to log in first. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Facebook. Nope, not that one. This one. Why is this important? And this is one of the things I talk about a lot. This image has got to stop people in their tracks. This is a pretty decent image because it's explaining what this is. It's a poster. But in this image, what we need to do is to say, enter to win, or win this amazing poster, or win this mind-blowing mosaic poster of this guy. Daniel, is this your campaign? This image is good, but it's not grabbing my attention. Again, you got to imagine if somebody is scrolling Facebook and they see this. Now, they are obviously going to recognize your guy, and that's cool. But why not have some words about, imagine this on your wall, win this poster right now. Now, you do say, win this down here. That's good, but it's got to be in the image. It's got to be in the image because you want people to stop dead in their tracks. They don't really care about 4307 hockey cards. Right this second, they don't care. They can see that visually. They don't need to be told that here. What you need to do is win this mind-blowing poster of Ovechkin. Sorry, I don't know how to say his name. I'm not a big hockey fan, can you tell? Work on this. If this image does not stop people in their tracks and grab them, then they are not going to sign up for your campaign. This is one of the biggest problems people have in getting people to sign up, right? We are asking people to share this campaign all over the world. But if the people that see this on their Facebook timeline don't jump out of their skin going, holy cow, I got to win that, then nobody's going to be excited, and they're not going to click the link, and they're not going to sign up. Yuli says, take a picture of the poster on your wall or a wall with a happy human beside it. Exactly. Thank you, Yuli. That's perfect. Moving on. All right, we're going to move on because I got 3 more to do before the end. Now, this is Christina's campaign. I happen to be talking to her about this. So Christina also has doing a split test. I think this is the split test, right? So we're going to look at both of these really fast. And I'm going to try to slow down so my mouth works. Make 2020 even more memorable by Make 2020 even more memorable by becoming a triathlete. Now this gets a bell. Christina gets it. Christina is talking about the pain point or the joy or the emotional side of this right off the bat. She's got a lovely picture. Now she's fixed the wording by putting a background behind it because she knows this image is fairly busy, but it's not too crazy busy, right? You can still see what's going on, and I need to have a keyboard shortcut to make this happen. So she does have a problem here when this page is resized, and it's going to look probably really poor, possibly, depending upon the smartphone size, because you see what happens as I change this. Some smartphones would put some of these words up here also in the white area. So you have to be really careful about what you're doing. Test, 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 test. All right. Now, our lives are crazy right now, so take control and get moving. I give you the same advice, Christina, that I gave to Daniel, if that's who that was. Split this up. People are really... Christina says, when I did the smartphone test, it auto-corrected. Now, no offense to UpViral, but don't trust the smartphone test inside the UpViral editor. Because everybody's smartphone is a different size. And even when you test it on your smartphone, it may look different than it does on an Android or an iPhone or whatever. And that's the unfortunate thing about these things these days. We still have to worry about screen sizes. And I know that the UpViral team is making the new templates to be 100% responsive. But the editor, inside the editor is not going to give you a perfect view. All right. Break this paragraph up. Our lives are crazy right now, so take control and get moving. What happens when people see these long phrases on websites is they skim. They're skimming. They've said, make 2020 become a triathlete. Our lives are crazy. And then they skip down here. This is important stuff. When you and a friend sign up for our giveaway, you receive a free swim buddy, step-by-step, blah, blah, blah. This is important, but it feels like it's buried because you've buried it with that sentence. This is the key phrase for your page. This needs to stand alone. It needs to be bigger, bolder, better. You're putting all of this above the sign-up box, and therefore they need to understand what your offer is before they get here. Now, I know that there's more stuff down here, and you're going to explain it. Do not be shy about putting enough information above the fold, as they say, above the sign-up form, so that they understand what they're doing, especially when people are looking on a smartphone. And I need to have a way to do this quickly. They may think that's all there is. They don't know there's more stuff down here below this. So they may think that's it. You've got to give them enough information for them to put their name and be excited above the form. You got all kinds of really good stuff down here. And people may scroll down there. But don't make the assumption that they are. Now, I know you have a split test. Notice that this split test is very much different than this one. The advice from people when you're doing split testing is to simply change one thing on the page. When things are this radically different, and I'm not going to try to wordsmith this for you, they are radically different. And when you try to do a split test that's this radically different, what you're going to get is a taste that there might be a real difference, but you may not get a real good answer as to whether this page is really better than this one, because everything's different, right? When you do a split test, one of the best ways to do that is to clone the template inside of UpViral and just change a couple of words and see what the difference between the words are. Now, I confess, I have done radical split tests like this. Yes, I have. I confess. Split testing gurus will tell you don't do that. Okay. Anita said, I would not read the whole thing, only the text in white. And that is just perfect and enough for me. Thank you, Anita. Another thing I would recommend, record a 30-second video for people like me who do not read. Yes, I'm a skimmer, she says. How does one test for all smartphones, class? You can't. There are tools, by the way, there are tools that will test on multiple screen sizes. I am not an expert in those, so I don't know how to tell you where to go. By the way, Anita said a 30-second video. There is a video on this one. You need to be really careful in terms of adding video. So yes, Anita says I would much prefer video. In my split testing, the vast majority of people do not make time to watch a video. So split test it when you're setting these up. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and quickly sign up just because I want to see the share page. And I know you created a second share page. Want to get four. Say you did. Congratulations. Way to go. I'm doing a quick visual skim to see the differences. It's the same sort of text. Refer a girlfriend by sharing a unique link. Each friend that signs up, you earn 20 points. Free gear, you can also do that. Right. What I'm going to do is skip all of that and try to do wordsmithing later because I want to get through. You need to go through the Facebook debugger because this image should be full screen. This image is not full screen, so the debugger is not picking up the whole thing, or you've got the wrong size image. There are videos all over the place on how to do the Facebook debugger. If you do a search inside the Facebook group, you will find the one that I have done on that, or I can send it to you later. Giveaway. Get a friend to sign up and you both win. This image darn well better be more explanative. That's not the word I wanted, but you heard me preaching about the image before, Christina. So Christina says is an event 2019 video, not a testimonial. Okay, I don't care. Testimonials are okay. But sometimes what you want is, like Anita was asking, was a 30-second video that explains what's going on. And that's part of the problem that you have, Christina, is that you've got a great offer, but I'm not sure people are going to necessarily get it right off the bat. And so the other thing that you can do, again, I wish I had more time. The other thing that you could do would be to create animated GIFs to try to explain it in a smaller segment of space. At some point, I'm going to do a video on how to do that because I'm starting to do that more. Mike says, how about become a triathlete and rewrite your personal history? Christina says, it is the image of the most valuable giveaway. Again, if you don't see, can I upload animated GIFs? Yes, absolutely. I have been toying with that, and I can show you some examples, but we don't have time. Really need to get through the other two. This image, I get frustrated because I need to have a better image sample that I can show you. Give me 10 seconds. I want to see if I have an example loaded yet. Not there. All right, so this is one of my images that I did for Fuji. 3 chances to win, enter now, and we showed the 3 different cameras. This is what I'm talking about in terms of make it big, make it bold, make it easy to understand. I'm just going to leave it there because there's a lot to talk about. Make it easy. Make it easy for them to understand what your offer is. Put big, bold letters in there. If this is the image, Christina, and it doesn't say win this all over the image, then they're not going to get it. They're not going to understand what it is. And they're not going to even get all of this text that's here. You're going to get the title and you're going to get part of this first row, maybe part of the second row, but you're never going to get all those words on a Facebook share. And that's because the Facebook debugger will resize all this. And I can go gobs of hours into that discussion. All right, let's move on to the next two because I don't want to shortcut anybody. And I apologize again, I did not write down names for these. This one is translated, I've forgotten where it's translated from, Portuguese. So the words could be very different in Portuguese than in English. Join behind the scenes of a Viva Segunda launch and learn incredible and exclusive strategies for you to use in your business. Participate actively and win exclusive prizes and surprises. I like this. See, this is simple and short. What I would potentially do would be to talk more about. Christina says, is a Facebook debugger something that is in UpViral or is it a Facebook thing? It's a Facebook thing. Again, search, Christina, go in and search in the Facebook UpViral group for debugger and you will find the video where I show you how to use it. I've posted it multiple times, so the Facebook search should find it easily. Oh, he gave you the link, but sometimes you need to see how it works. So this is really good. The image is not overdone. It's muted enough. By the way, you can turn this UpViral powered thing off. Right now, by the way, never mind. You can turn that off in the advanced settings. And you can even do that in the starter version. Some people make you buy the more expensive version to turn off those logos, but UpViral doesn't, if I remember correctly. The only thing that I think is missing from this is some explanation of what these strategies are going to do for me. I love the fact that you're giving a behind-the-scenes launch and in exclusive strategies for your business, but what are they? Again, you may think that other people are coming into this page with some knowledge about what you're doing. But if you have done the social sharing right, people are posting that image, and we're going to go see that image in a minute, and they're going to come in here and they're not going to have a clue as to what it is you're offering. This may be enough to get some people, but the vast majority of people do not understand what this is, and they're going to leave. You're going to have to do some explanation here. John asks, what type of business will it help? I don't know, John, what are you talking? Oh, you're talking about this. Yes. What type of business? Thank you. Who's this for? What pain point are you solving? There's all kinds of questions that people have because they don't know what your offer really is about. Imagine your next door neighbor or your grandmother or whomever coming into this page and figuring out what your offer is. The behind the scenes, this sounds great. I like these words. But they don't know why. They don't know which businesses, as John said. Who's it going to help? Why would they be here? Give me the why, the pain, the who, the what. And yes, you're going to give away surprises and prizes. That's great. John asks, do we want to sell the sizzle and not the steak? You are trying, John, to get people to sign up for your campaign. If it's an iPhone, everybody understands what that is, and you don't have to do any selling. The sizzle's already there. People get why they would want an iPhone. But people here don't understand what your offer is. And you're offering some surprises and prizes, but they don't understand what those are either. Why aren't you telling them? Is it $5,000? Is it a penny? Mike says, make the script and the button colors similar to your background, because this is UpViral colors. Good point. Thanks, Mike. The other thing is it says copyright 2015 down here. I think this is much more recent. If I saw that, I would go, ugh, maybe I don't want to do it. And big fail here for not having terms and conditions. And I'm trying to be polite. It's you need to have terms and conditions for your campaign, always. Because people do click that. Not everybody, but they do need to understand what your offer is. And what are the rules? I do not understand what this means. I want to participate in reality. Now, I understand you said a reality show. And I understand, but I don't want to participate in reality. It's bad enough out here. I want some fiction. No, I just don't know that people will understand what you're trying to say. And again, it could be a language difference because this is a translation from Portuguese. But let's go see what your sharing stuff is. I was afraid of that. Now, they're supposed to be changing this message. If you see this message, I have complained enough about this that they're finally going to do something about it. This is the geo-targeting inside of UpViral. And by the way, sometimes the geo-targeting, I've been told, has been turned on, but they didn't originally have it. If your campaign came over from before they did the UI switch, some people have had that turned on and they weren't aware of it. Vivana asks, the terms and conditions, are they from the web page or just do you write them here? You can send people to a different web page for terms and conditions, but typically we are not talking about the terms and conditions on your website. We're talking about a contest or an offer, and those terms and conditions are usually different than your existing website. So I would make them apply to what your offer is. All right, so this is the last one. We actually might make it. And I apologize for skimming through some of this, but hopefully what you're thinking about as I go through this is, how does this apply to me? My friend Tom taught me that. Always, even if it's not your business or your campaign or your niche, think about how what I'm saying applies to the campaign you're trying to offer. Now, I love this because we've talked about pain. Hey, Mo, this is you. Mo's got it. Mo is talking about, are you suffering from type 2 diabetes? He's got the pain point right at the top. And I'm going to use the fail word, Mo, but this phrase is not appropriate at this point. This feels like a demand. This feels like this is not the phrase that you want to put here. Are you suffering from type 2 diabetes? I have the solution for you, and it's available to win, or some words along that line, as opposed to this demand, you need to enter this contest. You don't need to say that it's a contest. Paul says, are you suffering from? Ouch, a little too brutal. There is that. There are all kinds of different opportunities here in conversations about what the right what the right phrasing is here in terms of a pain point. You can be brutal about it. Of course you can. Where it comes into play even more concerningly, and we'll get to that in just a second, is on the sharing side. You could just say, win one of 20 mastery coaching 3,000 value. I'm not sure the wording is right here. You could say, we're giving away 20 type 2 diabetes mastery coaching. And this phrase kind of bothers me. I don't quite understand what it is. Yay, you said a $3,000 value, plus helped another type 2 diabetes person, free to enter. So these words are getting there close to being good words. You don't need that phrase. You need to enter. Lots of good questions. Why is there a picture of the beach? John T. asks, which is, Johan also says, looks like selling an island break. I had the same question about the image. I'm not sure that's the best image for this, but you do want to try to give them the idea that they are going to feel better, look better, all those kind of things. I get it. Yes, Mike, that's what I'm trying to say. Delete the "you need to" part, but there are also different ways of wording that, but you can play with split testing. Vivana says, we can't use that in Facebook. We'll close the account right away. Now, recognize that this is an external campaign. This is not a Facebook ad. You can do UpViral contests shared into Facebook and not get your account closed, even if you're talking about diabetes and other things. That is not a guarantee from me or UpViral. Do not yell at me or UpViral if somehow Facebook shuts your account down. You do need to be aware of Facebook terms and conditions. So I appreciate that, Vivana. It is very true. You need to be careful, but we're not doing a Facebook ad here. We are not doing a Facebook ad, and the ad requirements are not in place here. But you do need to be careful with the terms and conditions of Facebook, because you don't want them tracking them back to you and possibly getting you in trouble. I am not claiming to be a Facebook terms and conditions expert. Martin says, how about if you suffer from type 2 diabetes, then enter here to see blah, blah, blah. Yes, there are different ways of phrasing this. There are different ways of phrasing this, and we're not going to try to solve the problem here. We're making Mo aware of what the issues are. Closes August 21st. Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is too much information right at the top. Get them signed up. Put that information right here above the login. You don't need to put this up here until they are convinced that they need to sign up. Sign up now for a chance to win. You're saying the same words that you probably said up here. One of the things about this particular template, which is Toronto, which is one of my favorites, thank you, Art, is that this entire top section is always in caps and you can't change the background color. So sometimes what I just do is do this heading, are you suffering from type 2 diabetes? And then I put the rest of it down here. The other thing to be careful of, Mo, is that nobody wants coaching. I said this in the Facebook group the other day. Nobody wants coaching. Nobody wants coaching. Coaching is not the thing that they're looking for. They're looking for you to solve problems. They're looking for you to help them get out of their diabetes situation, you can talk about coaching, but winning type 2 diabetes mastery coaching, I suspect nobody's going to sign up for that. Because people don't want/need coaching. What they need is solutions. Talk about how you're going to solve their problems. Don't tell them that the prize is coaching. You could be one of 20 winners in 2 weeks. If your friend wins, you win too. I love all those things. 10 pairs of winners. Watch this 5-minute video for details. Again, not everybody's going to watch that. I did not watch it. We're going to move on. I'm curious why you're doing a Facebook login only without an entry form. I know that Facebook logins are much more secure, but you're going to lose a whole bunch of people that don't own Facebook logins that you potentially could be signing up. I'm going to click that and see what happens. So you're doing double opt-in, which is good. It's okay. You've already told them this. You don't need to tell them this. You don't need to tell them this. Sign up to win. They're already in. Congratulations, you're in. I hope you win. Help me share the word, get your friends to sign up, that kind of stuff. Now, the other thing to be careful about, and thank you, Art, for the reminder, share on Facebook. The other thing to be careful about is some people don't want to share on their timeline that they have type 2 diabetes or that they're sick or whatever. So maybe you need to consider a different way of phrasing something like this in order for people to share that. Trying to be conscious of my time and read. Oh, and let me see that again. Does it say there's nothing here about win or enter to win or anything? This is, and it's not resized or it's not sized properly because the arrow's cut off. And again, you're talking about coaching. People, you have to recognize that people don't want coaching. They feel like coaching is a burden. What they want is a solution to their problem. Maybe you want to offer something that is very different than coaching. And thank you, Paul. Another 5 minutes won't hurt to do your review properly. I have been urged to try to, because what happens, Paul, is that Mitch can go on for another hour. So Mitch has to be very conscious and have a goal to finish in an hour. If I am not mistaken, speaking of points, unless you haven't finished this, Mo, this is default text. You will get 1 for every visitor and 10 for every sign up. That's default text. You need to change that. This says you need 900 more points. You've currently got 0. Now, I just registered, and I know there's the confirmation story here that has to be involved. But I don't like ever seeing a campaign that has 0 points when I do something. I'm saying that so that people are aware that you always need to give people points when they sign up. It's just better form. And be careful of what your incentives are and why they need 900 points, because 900 sounds like an awful lot of work to me. It's not necessarily about the value. They got to understand why they want this, etc. Here's Edith that has 2 points. She's got to get 898 more to get this thing. Now, I thought we were registering for a contest, but we're not, apparently. So I got some questions. I'm pausing because I've got questions about how this is set up to work. Health promises are always a no from Tracy. If we'd like, Kathleen asks, if we'd like to customize a template in accordance with branding or a more detailed design, should we upload a hard design onto a template? I'm not sure I understand, Kathleen, what the question is. You can upload images if the template design doesn't work for you. Let me go back to not that one, but I know Christina's does. And now I'm stuck in the mode. Let me go. I'm just going to copy this URL and I'm going to open a new incognito window so I can get to her landing page. And that didn't do it. So let me go to Safari and do new, paste. Let's suppose, oh, that wasn't the one. Bummer. But let's just suppose that UpViral didn't give you this kind of a layout, right? And you saw a different layout that you liked better. I have done like a screen grab of this text in another tool and just copy and paste that image into an UpViral template in order to make it look better. Again, UpViral has new templates that are coming in a short period of time. But that's, if I understand, Kathleen, your question, that's one way of doing it. And yes, I have done that in order to make things look a little different. Vivana, if you have time to check the rest of my campaign, I don't. I really need to stick to it because Mark and UpViral want me to stick to as close to an hour as I can. There's enough work to do on the front page in deciding what your offer is, if that's really what you want to do, before looking into the share page. All right. Anybody have any really quick questions before we sign off? We are at 2 minutes after the hour. Let me know if you have some questions really fast. And let me switch back over to me. And I know I rushed through that. I wanted to get as many that I could get to in the last hour that have been submitted recently. There it goes. There I am. Because I know there's a lot of requests, and I can't possibly get everybody's request in all the time. I do reviews quite often, as much as I can. Lakita, any advice on how to get more shares when share buttons show up below the bottom of the page on a mobile device? Paul says maybe limit the reviews for an hour. Maybe, do I have a checklist? I do, but that's a whole nother topic. Great stuff today. All right, any advice on how to get more shares when the share buttons show at the bottom of the page on mobile devices? Yes, the really quick and answer to that is to switch templates. There are templates that have the sharing buttons at the top. Try different templates. You don't have to stick with the one that you've currently got. And it's fairly easy to just simply copy and paste the text over from one template to another. It's not terribly hard to move over. And I don't know which post it is on the UpViral group, but I know I have shared on how to go into the code editor where there's the two little brackets and copy that text and go to a different template if that's what you need to do. Tom says every tidbit helps. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, everybody. And Mitch, very helpful analysis. Lakita, I think you mentioned earlier that you had submitted one, but I'm sorry I didn't get to it. If you email me at planetmitch@giveawayrocket.com, I will take a look at it. Anybody else got any quick questions? Thank you for your time. Great stuff. All right. Next week, another episode of the Copilot Show. I don't have any idea yet what we're going to talk about. Mark's out sick today, and we have not had a conversation about what the next episode is going to be. We've certainly got a lot of things to cover because there's dangling stuff from previous shows in terms of agency and what was he talking about last week? The not rewards, but God, what do you call it? My brain's just not working. Darn it. I want to say legends for some reason. That's not it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We will be back same time next week. Yes, they are stored in the unit section in the UpViral group. And by the way, I need to make sure, because I discovered last week that the name of the show isn't there. It doesn't give you any indication of what the content is. So we're going to make sure that happens going forwards. I don't know if we're going to be able to go back to the older ones, but they are there in the UpViral group in the unit section. Next week, hopefully Mark will be back. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you again next week. Go to the upviral.com/co-pilot-show if you want to sign up. For everybody that I was able to get some feedback into, I hope that serves you. Let me know if you have any questions, and we will see you again next week. All right, take care.